Peace, good people. Welcome back to Princess Gardens Worm Farm. Today we're going to be talking about using coffee grounds in your vermicomposting system or your worm bin. My name is Alicia, and if you're new here, welcome to this awesome space. If you have been a part of the community for a while or even for a short minute, welcome back. Thanks for being a part of the tribe. Thanks for helping me to build this community. So a lot of you have been asking about coffee grounds in your worm bins, and short answer is yes. But if you're interested in learning about the why, the science behind using coffee grounds in your worm bins is okay, stick around. So first, let's talk a little bit about coffee grounds just in general. They are by nature an acidic material. So they, on the pH scale, are between about a 5.5 and a 6.8 level on the pH scale. So like I said, they're a little acidic by nature. So in order to be able to use these coffee grounds in your worm bin or even in your garden, you just want to make sure that you have brewed the coffee grounds. Make sure that they've been used because if they have not been used, that caffeine is what causes the issues inside your vermicomposting system or in your garden. So just make sure that those coffee grounds are used and you should be good to go. Like with all things, with any animal, you want to make sure that we use it in moderation. Although I do know people that use coffee grounds as their bedding. The grounds they're not a brown. They're not a carbon. They are a green. Sorry, I had a brain fart. They are considered green because they are a green. So, but like I said, I know people that use them as bedding and their worms are doing great. But that's not how I use them. So I can't really speak too much to that. But they do offer, for those of you that are into the macronutrient and micronutrient, things like that, they offer 2 parts nitrogen, 0.6 potassium, 0.6 phosphorus, and then the micronutrients that they offer are calcium, magnesium, boron, copper, iron, and zinc. So all of that deliciousness is going to be released through your worms, and in their castings, when you put it out in your garden, it's going to be super nutrient dense for your garden. So for those of you that use vermicomposting as a way to just divert your waste, you don't garden or anything like that, this information might not be super helpful, but it's good information to have in case you want to give your castings to family members, colleagues, things like that have gardens, because it's going to offer their garden some really good stuff. Okay. So putting coffee grounds into your composting system, it's going to improve like the moisture retention and the temperature control. So I noticed that like in the winter when I had the worms out in the garage, they stayed warm because of the coffee grounds, and adversely in the summer or just the warmer months, they stayed cooler. And I can't say because of the coffee grounds, but coffee grounds are known to help with temperature control. They also help with moisture control, both in the worm bin and in the garden. So it's a great thing to have around. Okay. Let's see. I'm just looking at my notes. Y'all know I gotta have notes. Oh, something that is super important to note, coffee grounds, all that nitrogen that they have in there, it's important to know that the nitrogen within those coffee grounds is not readily available for your plants to uptake. So that's why I suggest putting them through some type of composting system. Vermicomposting is an excellent choice because the microbes in the soil are going to break down that nitrogen into simple ions so that your plant can then uptake the nitrogen and use it to grow and be healthy. Okay. Without the processing of the microbes, the nitrogen would just be fixed in the soil and the plants wouldn't be able to use it. So you're going to want to make sure that you have a nice living soil that has lots of healthy microbes and just a good biodiverse environment, so that those tiny little organisms in the soil can break things down. Or you're going to want to just process it through your vermicomposting system so that the nitrogen is readily available for your plants if you're using it for gardening. Okay. Let's see, if you're using coffee grounds in your garden, you can amend up to 30% of your space, and because it's going to help to build and improve your soil structure. Okay. So specifically for your vermicomposting bin, for me personally, I use about, we'll just say, for example, I have a pound of worms, so I can feed my bin a pound of food. So I'm gonna take 50% of that will be just kitchen scraps, things like that. And then I'll take another 50% and mix the coffee grounds in with the kitchen scraps, the eggshells, things like that. And this makes a beautiful food mush for the worms to work and process through. And that's what helps to make the Princess Gardens worm castings so nutrient dense. Okay. So yes, if you guys have any questions about coffee grounds, you have any tips, suggestions, input that you want to add, leave it down in the comments. If it's questions, I'll get back to you with answers. And if it's just feedback, things like that, I appreciate you guys contributing and being a part of the community. So yes, I will talk to you guys soon. Allow your worms to enjoy these coffee grounds because they do love them. If you need more worms in your garden, you can just sprinkle some used coffee grounds out there, and it's going to attract the worms in because they love them, y'all. They love them. So yes, I will talk to you all soon. And until next time, keep those worms happy and healthy. Peace.